Previously on Rain's Corner. Your world is one of many romantically inclined in the cosmos. To understand control of human emotions on a larger scale, I require the ideal woman that every man will fawn over. Project Wang Authorization Code. Little Rascal. My name is Lin Fan, and my master Jing has been kidnapped by a man named Albert Wesker. We were not the only victims. I met another unlucky man called Cheng Ye, and it turns out his second mistress, not the kind of mistress, she's his master, and anyway, she looks so much like my master that they could be sisters. Regardless of this mystery, I cannot leave them behind. Unfortunately, Cheng Ye has chosen to come with me on this journey. That is, if I don't screw it.林凡，我们到了。你为什么没有告诉我这里有铜呢？哎呀，算了，起来。We have finally found you. There is no escape this time, Wesker. Oh, Chen Ye, Lin Fan, is it not refreshing for you two to be jolted out of your usual indecisiveness towards the women you care for? Master Jing Wuyu and Xiaoxiao must be something special for the two of you to come all this way. This project has been an astounding success on manipulating human behavior. Oh, and do not bother with calling for your assassin friend Ning, was it? She made a bold but foolish attempt to save your precious Xiaoxiao. She must really love you, Cheng Ye, to save another woman who could potentially steal the affections of her man. That is so wonderfully poetic. That and her combat potential will make her an excellent test subject. 你这个混蛋! Temper, you do not wish to upset the lady you have been looking for this whole time. 二小姐，是我。It is so amusing to see you two think that your dear master and second mistress are twins. It is never twins.
小赖皮，陈烨哥哥，小凡凡，你惨了，你得罪我了。我一直想我，你等着你。
Hints of genuine emotions resisting my commands. Unexpected, but useful. Well, Lin Fan, Cheng Ye, what better way to prove your love than a little bit of friendly competition? There is only one of her after all. I will leave you three to catch up. Whoa, this crossover is starting to get intense. Let's go back a bit, shall we? Hello everyone, Rain here with the release demo, plenty of social media clips and details on the Steam store page. There's a lot more info about the story, love interest and other details for Love Is All Around 2 which I would like to go over. I won't be repeating every portion of the 2023 character BIOS covered in my first detailed news update video and will only be referring to relevant parts that I can confirm or make educated guesses based on the available footage, so if you're interested in that, consider checking it out. As with my recent Knowledge on No Lady 2 detailed news update video, I will be only featuring clips that contain details about the story, the love interest or other relevant info. So let's not wait any longer and get straight into it. The story features the player taking on the role of Cheng Ye, who is the sole survivor of his family who died in a fire, and because he saw a Xie family lantern during the fire, decides to adopt a false identity to infiltrate the Xie family to find out the truth. But this is just the beginning as Cheng Ye finds himself involved in something greater as the Tian Tower, an organization of assassins who is hunting down the Imperial Edict and the exiled Princess Mingyue, results in him and the various women being caught up in a larger affair. Complicating things further, another organization with masked men wearing dark green and black outfits are also involved and can be seen fighting the Tianxiang Tower in a few instances, such as the intro fight scene with Ning, Ning's master fighting off a member of their organization, and a tense standoff between the two groups. First, for the love interest, we have Xiaoxiao, the second daughter of the rich Xie family played by Wang, a fan favorite from the Knowledge or No Lady series, and the only actress so far to have the distinction to appear in the big two Chinese romance FMV franchises. Her brief Steam bio describes her as full of life and a free-spirited lady. Unlike her big sister Xie, she has a more informal and friendly relationship with Cheng Ye. Despite him being a servant, she calls him Big Brother Cheng Ye, suggesting she's younger than him and confirming my past speculation of so expect a lot of
顾宇哥，顾宇哥，顾宇哥哥，各位哥哥，陈林哥，现在我到哥哥的肩膀啦。
Woohoo! First little rascal, then little fanfare, and now Big Brother, now my life's complete! Sorry about that. We see from the demo that sometimes she forgets their master-servant relationship, as Cheng Ye had to remind Xiaoxiao to stop physically checking on him after an attack because of potential misunderstanding, and she always has a habit of surprising Cheng Ye when he wakes up and whatever this is. Good thing this isn't a zombie apocalypse story. Love is all around too. You are doomed. Oh, crap. True to her free-spiritedness, she doesn't want to be married off to any random person and has made Cheng Ye promise to do whatever it takes to ensure that she makes for a bad match in exchange for a reward beyond his wildest dreams. In fact, an arranged marriage is such a serious issue to the point that she considered making herself fat. Cheng Ye's promise to her includes that if he betrays her, he'll never be able to find a wife. Xiaoxiao is a bit of an airhead as she doesn't understand the meaning of a traditional Chinese saying where a tomb's position on a mountain reflects one's status, and after thinking she locked herself in Cheng Ye out, she finds the key after making Cheng Ye climb a tall wall to get in. Her fondness for Cheng Ye appears to be more than friends based on her pretty strong reaction when her big sister Xie says that she would have to marry Cheng Ye if it was discovered that he was hiding in her bedroom. We see her in this pink dress when she tells Cheng Ye to always think of her and that she'll be waiting for him. So it's possible that her romantic interest will be expressed earlier before Cheng Ye gets more involved in the main plot. We see Xiaoxiao crying to Cheng Ye in this shot, and because she's dressed in a cyan outfit, we know that it's not related to the earlier scene where she says she will wait for him. It's possible that it could be related to when the Tianxiang Tower attacks and holds the rest of the group hostage, as we can see Cheng Ye's zigzag patterned sleeve in the same scene when Ning pushes him into the water. Xiaoxiao usually carries some sort of handbag, as we can see in this garden scene and in other scenes. Secondly, we have Xie, the eldest Xie daughter played by Chenyao, who previously played Zheng Ziyan in the original game. Her brief Steam bio describes her as meticulous and careful, but burdened with the rise and fall of her family. This thoughtfulness can be seen in how Xie tells Cheng Ye she already knew about her little sister's deal with him to avoid getting married. She is initially not fond of Cheng Ye as she believes he is a bad influence on her younger sister's character, making it hard for her to get married. She describes her younger sister as being mischievous and doesn't like that Cheng Ye unintentionally encourages that by accompanying her on her antics. Her relationship with Cheng Ye is initially more formal until he repairs her father's painting that she accidentally spilled ink on, leading her to find that his skill and talent may lie beyond just being a simple servant. We see that as Xie opens up to Cheng Ye, she seems to lighten up, like in this failed cooking scene where she playfully wipes Cheng Ye's face despite appearing to be annoyed with him, and Xie in a white dress we don't see in the demo and actually pulling off a move from her sister's playbook by being more bashful with a silk fan. That's not to tell Xiaoxiao unless you want a
finish him.
Anyway, we also see Xie share more of her inner thoughts with Cheng Ye, like how she believes that she is responsible for making her father try to push for an arranged marriage for her little sister so that Xiaoxiao can have a reliable husband. And her fondness for Cheng Ye can be seen in a paper placed for blessings or well wishes where it says, "It's my hope that Cheng Ye will return to the Xie family as soon as possible, and I think her character arc will involve her struggles with dealing with family debts as seen in the debt receipts and hints in the Steam bio. Xie is also interested in traditional Chinese medicine recipes such as 10 Essence Herbal Soup and Materia Medica of Dietetics, a 5 Dynasty, the Southern Tang Dynasty compilation on recommendations and recipes for health, which can be found in her bedroom and in various cooking scenes. This scene from the teaser trailer and MV set in the Xie family house is a different one from the earlier shown scene where she makes wishes for Cheng Ye, as she's not wearing the featherhead accessories, her hair is not tied up as in the majority of the clips, and her inner dress doesn't have the orange stripe nor jewel part. Perhaps this could be her happy ending scene after the events of the story and will involve Xie referencing her wish for Cheng Ye to come home. We do hear snippets of dialogue like
程烨，你呢？你有什么愿望？可以写在这里。
We see Xie tearing up in this nighttime scene, probably later in the game as this doesn't take place in the demo. There are hints of other scenes like Xie dressed in a different blue dress with an orange line that we hardly see in an outdoor scene, and in this blue dress with gold embroidery in a number of promo videos and banners, but I don't recall seeing this in a specific scene yet. In an intimate moment between her and Cheng Ye where she's dressed in a purple and pink dress, she says to Cheng Ye,
我等你。
This purple and pink dress is the same outfit in the implied foursome scene, and based on her dialogue, the player will probably have similar heart-to-heart conversations with the other women at this point. Thirdly, there is Ning, the seemingly cold-blooded assassin, played by Chen, another returning actress who previously portrayed breakout character Yuan in the prequel or Echoes of Yesterday DLC. Her intro title card describes her as a protector of the Tianxiang Tower organization, and according to her Steam bio, an experienced assassin who prioritizes missions above everything else. That is, until she's nursed back to health by Cheng Ye and is taken aback by Cheng Ye's kindness, as she was taught by her master that the world operates on a favor for a favor approach. She seems amused by Cheng Ye's simple but honest desire to be her friend and to just help and spend time with each other. Although she is still cautious as we see her waiting for Cheng Ye to first eat a hawthorn cake to see whether it's poison or not, despite it being her favorite snack. She and Cheng Ye bond over their childhood memories of wishing upon stars, and as the start of her opening up to Cheng Ye, she tells Cheng Ye to stay away from those who have the black butterfly tattoos and that the Xie family has a lot of secrets. Her character arc will likely involve her struggling with her feelings for Cheng Ye and her mission for the Tianxiang Tower, as we can see in this scene where Xiaoxiao, Xie, Princess Mingyue, Qing'er, and Caiguo are held hostage by the Tianxiang Tower. She is likely told by her mentor to kill Cheng Ye. Clearly conflicted, Ning force pushes him into the water, hoping it will satisfy her master's wishes and to give Cheng Ye a fighting chance. Probably taking place after the scene, we see Ning fighting her master and her asking Cheng Ye,
你为什么不走？我说过，我不会留下你一个人犯。
We see Ning dressed in a variation of her assassin outfit with a purple inner shirt, a sash, and shoulder guard, particularly in the comic book style intro where we see her looking conflicted with whatever is happening with Qing'er's father, her master, and Princess Mingyue. We see Ning dressed in a white and light blue top both in the teaser trailer and in the scene where Cheng Ye and her are kissing that I must admit is so sweet and is making me go "aww" inside. Oh right. Oh come on, isn't that a little presumptuous? Next up, we have Qing'er, the most talented lady of Anyang City, played by franchise newcomer Luo Yi. According to her brief Steam bio, she is sickly and frail and had to be raised in seclusion. Despite this, she is extremely talented based on in-game rumors that since she was 5 years old, she could write poetry and at 7 years old could write essays. Her talent is so significant that it's as though Wen Qixing, the god of literary and academic pursuits, came down from heaven. Her father is a powerful politician and if the December 2023 bio is still accurate, is a governor. She is the author of The Tale of Gu Yi using the pen name of Mr. Laughs and is interested in using Cheng Ye's stories as inspiration for further narratives. Although a fairly well-known series in the game's world, she keeps it a secret from her father, who likely prefers her to focus on traditional Chinese arts and literature. She appears to have some self-doubt as she comments that she's
长公子的画技，青儿自叹不如。
Her character arc will likely involve her struggling with her father's role in the overall plot, as Taiko mentions that the Su family was also involved in the fire that killed Cheng Ye's family, and it is not a coincidence. Although we see her begging her father not to leave to face an uncertain fate, the intro comic book panels where Ning's master is talking with Su Qing'er's father, he doesn't seem to be in any danger and looks pretty smug. Maybe he's involved in some sort of conspiracy to get rid of Princess Mingyue's claim to the throne, perhaps? Plus, come on, this guy just practically screams bad guy or dubious dude, which is a totally articulate way to call a villain, by the way. She's usually dressed in clothes such as this tall collared blue one in the outdoor garden scene, and this thinner light blue cloak in an indoor scene, and the character promo banner where she's carrying an umbrella. Maybe her physical condition makes her sensitive to temperature or weather changes, perhaps? There are scenes where we see her without any cloak, such as this garden scene where we can see her more relaxed and happy, in a different Ziyan dress where she's deep in thought and writing something on paper, and this nighttime one-on-one scene with her in a teal and white dress, which I think could be set on a boat on the river of Anyang City and involve lighting up a lantern together. Fifthly, we have Princess Lu Mingyue, played by another franchise newcomer, Yitong. She's the eldest princess of the Huai Kingdom and is in exile, having witnessed the ups and downs of the imperial court. She's being hunted by the Tian Tower as Ning's master interrogates Cheng Ye on her whereabouts, and it's likely something to do with the Tian Tower wanting to find the true imperial edict. As we see her in a lot of scenes with the other women and see her get captured with the rest by the Tianxiang Tower, I suspect her involvement with Cheng Ye and the remaining women is to hide from her pursuers. We know from the intro panels that she'll be eventually either captured or pressured for some sort of demand, as we can see her looking incredibly upset. The princess has a reputation of being beautiful and elegant, and shows her care for her people through secret inspections done in plain clothing. However, it is said that these trips allow her to find and select men to be her favorites. It's unclear whether this is just in-universe rumors or descriptions of her personality. Princess Lu Mingyue seems fond of Cheng Ye's artistic skill as she tells him,
以后你的公时，老公都包了。
At one point, she tells Cheng Ye, 你别这样，我不会放你走. And could be something to do with the differences between a royal and a commoner for a romantic relationship, maybe? Sorry that I'm not able to do a good Lu Yitong impression. Speaking of voices, I have a suspicion that Lu Yitong has been ADR'd or dubbed, because in the later trailers and clips, Princess Lu Mingyue's voice has that overly polished studio tone to it and doesn't match Lu Yitong's real voice from live streams or earlier clips.
但我跟你们播不了多久，马上要走了，我要去拍了。我们在这个点拍到29号。你别晃来晃去，你别走。
的袭击又是天香楼所为，想来他们已经知道了诏书真正的下落。以后你的公时，老公都包了。
What do you guys think? Am I just imagining things? I hope I'm just thinking too much, as very obvious ADR or dubbing has never really been my favorite thing, as I feel it can take away from the actors' original performances. Befitting of royalty, we usually see the princess clothed in this gold dress that we see in the intro scene and in most of the marketing materials, but in the character promo banner, she's dressed in a slightly different gold dress with phoenix-like embroidery on her collar. In this outdoors garden scene, we can see Mingyue dressed in a white and beige dress with a 3-pointed sash and also a Ziyan dress here. Continuing on from the white and beige theme, she's dressed in a lace white and beige dress where she's getting drunk in this nighttime scene. We know this scene takes place on the same night as the implied foursome because you can see her wearing the same dress and holding the wine jar. Last but certainly not least of the love interest, we have Liu Shishi, played by another returning actress Xinyu, who previously portrayed Tian in the Love is in the Room DLC. She's described as the most popular courtesan in the Drunken Dream Pavilion, and her popularity has likely contributed to rumors that she's a fox spirit in disguise and will kill men in their sleep. It's likely her first scenes will involve her dancing in this red outfit and could be at a party or event, as we see Liu Shishi dressed in that same outfit with the other women in a crowded area. We see her getting attacked by a masked figure and Cheng Ye stepping in to help. It is suggested that Cheng Ye also saves her from an unwanted marriage proposal as he pushes away a man who is likely coming to provide 过大礼 or wedding betrothal gifts, which will fit the December 2023 bio, which mentions many rich young men are romantically interested in her. Liu Shishi compliments Cheng Ye on
公子见义勇为，就不怕他伺机报复吗？
Her story seems to be tied to Cheng Ye dropping some sort of jade accessory and her trying to mask her shock.
这是你的。
I think this jade pendant could be a gift from maybe one of the Xie sisters, Qing'er or Princess Mingyue, and perhaps something bad happened to Liu Shishi's clan or family. The above scene happens probably after she compliments Cheng Ye's bravery because she's wearing the same pink hair accessories and Ziyan dress. We can see her in the same outfit where she attacks Cheng Ye looking exhausted, so maybe it takes place after Cheng Ye clears the air with her? We see Cheng Ye and her having a drink together where her outfit is different from the one where she attacks Cheng Ye, indicating it might be a separate or later scene where any misunderstandings between the two have been clarified. We see her in an orange dress, seemingly surprised, but I'm unsure when it would take place. As it was the case for the December 2023 bio, Liu Shishi is not a Han Chinese lady and belongs to an ethnic minority group, as Liu Shishi is dressed in an ethnic minority outfit, and I believe she's saying 我要走 or I have to go here. So perhaps at some point in the story, she leaves perhaps to go back to her tribe. I must admit that this makes me think that Liu Shishi will have a smaller role in the story compared to the other women and would explain why she doesn't appear much with the rest of the cast. But hopefully this is just me being overly worried. Famous last words, right? Of course, we cannot forget the franchise's Wingman. Instead of Lao Liu, actor Xudong is playing Caigou this time round. Caigou is the eldest son or young master of the Cai family. Based on the flashback and other present-day scenes, Caigou is an old friend of Cheng Ye, further evident where he calls him Cheng, where the word placed in front of a name typically signifies a close relationship with the recipient in the Chinese language. Caigou is actually a pun on the Chinese word for stupid fool, which I'm sure is just an inside family joke, and okay, I cannot think of anything better. Someone in his family must have been really pissed off the day he was born.
Why don't you love me?
He is involved with investigating the truth behind the fire that killed Cheng Ye's family, and based on his different outfits and appearances in various scenes, such as this one where he's captured by the Tianxiang Tower, Caigou will be pretty involved in the story, probably something similar to Lao Liu's role in the original game. Speaking of the original game, the sequel contains some interesting references to the original game protagonist Gu Yi, such as Xiaoxiao quoting from the tale of Gu Yi that she has to burn her own hand after accidentally burning Cheng Ye's hand because close friendships must involve willingness to share hardships together. In Tiny clearly had some fun poking at Gu Yi as Cheng Ye comments that the tale of Gu Yi is highly exaggerated and full of nonsense, and also in this video where Cheng Ye gives a wish coin to Ning, a nod to Tina Chen's character Yuan in the prequel or echoes of Yesterday DLC. Now, after thinking about Cheng Ye being a fake name and seeing hints of Cheng Ye's artistic talent in the release footage, I had this nagging thought, what if Cheng Ye's real name is Gu Yi? But that's absolutely ridiculous and can't be it.
Oh, bugger.
Briefly onto the question of English subtitles, the demo didn't have English subtitles, and based on In Tiny's past track record, official English subtitles have tended to come around 3 to 6 months after a release. So I must admit I'm not too optimistic that Love Is All Around 2 will have English subtitles on release. However, if it doesn't have English subtitles, I will do translated subtitles for walkthroughs until the official ones come out. Thank you everyone for all your support, and take care wherever you guys are at.